Thanks to EA for sponsoring this video. Hey lovelies, it's Kate. Welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. I decided to build a gigantic mansion on a 64 by 64 lot in Desert Valley. And I totally wanted this mansion to look like a castle. It's gigantic. I've used a lot of space for the garden to have a beautiful pool area. And I also included 6 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms, a home movie theater. There's like so much going on. Before we continue, remember to use code EMERALD when shopping Sims 4 packs to support me and my channel. Add a pack to your cart, enter EMERALD, and apply the code. There is a Sims 4 spring sale going on right now, and you can save on some packs. Thank you so much for your support. So I started off by working on the center area in the back. You know, I totally love to work on the back first. I love to have a beautiful garden. And this is also how I approached this build. I used a round wall in the center. It's curved inwards. And this is like not really possible because you can see that there is a little gap at the top, which is not looking cute. So I will have to hide this. And for this, I'm simply going to use a cube. As you can here see, it's the cube from the Desert Lux kit. Usually I love to use the pristine pedestal from Get Famous, but I also love this one, so this is like a really good option for this. The room below will be open, which is totally fine because we are going to turn this into a fun pool area, so it doesn't matter that this room won't be fully closed. I planned it out this way, and this way I have this beautiful area, and I made a lot of changes to this. Like, I knew that I would like to have these symmetrical stairs, but I also had no idea how to place them, so there will be like a lot of changes. I've used the roof decoration from Businesses and Hobbies, and some of you might remember that a little while ago I built Amsterdam, and I was working on the roof decorations a lot, like such a long time, because I had to combine different debug objects to make it work, and now we finally got a object like this just in the game in a pack. So I totally wanted to use this, and the pack is inspired by Scandinavia, but here I just used this in a completely different way. It's like kind of giving French Château or something. So I just wanted to use it in this way. I found these statues in debug, Olive added. They are also from Businesses and Hobbies, and these were just perfect to decorate this. I felt like the Desert Lux cubes, the way I placed them, it's looking very sleek and modern. And I love this, but I totally wanted this to be very detailed. I just wanted this to look like a castle. And by adding these little lion statues, it looked a little bit more detailed and playful, and I felt like it made it look a little bit more like a castle. But maybe because of the cubes, maybe because of the windows, I don't know, but I feel like it's looking like a castle, but it's still having some really modern, sleek vibes. It's like a middle ground between a really like simple style and a totally over-the-top castle. And here I'm placing more cubes. You know, I love cubes. You know that they can be found in a lot of my builds, but here I really used a lot of them. You can see that I'm working on a pool here, and I wanted to have like a multi-level pool, including an open basement. And this also causes some slight visual glitches, as you can here see. Like when I created the room, which was curved inwards, there was like this little gap, and when you are working with pools like this, you sometimes have like a little bit of grass at the top. It's also like some slight visual glitch, and I also simply used to love cubes to hide this, to make it look perfect. And I also feel like it just adds a lot to a build. It's like not really realistic, it's over the top, and I spent a lot of time placing and rotating all these cubes, but I kind of love it. It's like really relaxing to me, like at least when I'm like in the mood for it. Like sometimes when I have like a really impatient day, I might not enjoy it, but generally it's like a lot of fun to like do all the details and everything. And here I'm working on the roof. I've placed like a round room in the center, and this was like really difficult because I had no idea if I would like to have a completely round tower, but I then ended up having only this curved room like this. I then also decided to add a glass roof later on, so this was like a whole process. I also struggled a lot while working on the roofs here because I wasn't really happy with the way this area was looking, but I just kind of had to make it work. I had created these like really weirdly shaped rooms, and I just had to like add some type of roof on top, and I felt like this was the best option. I then added lots of trims and also lots of windows. These small round windows are from Businesses and Hobbies. They're very simple and they're perfect for this type of style, like when you just want to have a small round window, not too many details or anything, just a really beautiful simple window. I then added these wall decorations from Businesses and Hobbies. For some reason, it just totally made sense to use all these objects from the new pack for a castle like this. It just made sense, and I had so much fun placing all these items because I really turned this building like more into a castle. Like all these details added so much to this build in my opinion. I then connected the different levels. I had used platforms, and I'm just using stairs to connect everything. I'm also adding some fences and some pillars here and there, and when you use a pool ladder, Sims are able to access a pool even though it's right next to a platform. I then removed the ceiling of all these basements here, and this was quite tedious, as you can here see. Like I confused myself a bit, and when you use the sledgehammer tool you can remove the excess walls, and you can like have this round shape at the bottom when you're using a pool like this and then have a basement right next to it. I just wanted to add some windows. I just love this. It just adds so much detail. It's not really that realistic, but I just wanted to have this little basement area to decorate it. I used some trees and some flowers. I then used a base game rack to have a guideline, and I used the base game hedges here. I rotated them the same way I rotated the cubes, and I'm just rotating them to have like this beautiful curved shape, and I wanted to make sure that the curve is like the same as my pool so it all matches. And I then continued to place like so many hedges to have like a nice like kind of border going around the basement. And I don't know, like sometimes when I'm working on something like this, I'm always struggling to like what I do at the edge of the lot. Like I don't want to like have a random fence going around it most of the time. It's just the pool and it's ending there. It's looking incomplete, and then I'm like starting to add hedges and different things. And yeah, I feel like it's looking fine. And I also added like the trees down there and applied a wallpaper to like really tie it all together. And I used Alt on my keyboard to freely place all these windows because I just had to find like the sweet spots. So it's looking really good. These windows are from the greenhouse Haven kit, and they're quite modern, but as I said earlier, I feel like this build is kind of a middle ground, even though the interior is like really luxurious. But I feel like it's like a really interesting style. It's looking like a castle. It's very over the top, but some of the details look kind of modern or simple in a way, or maybe I'm just imagining things. I don't know, let me know what you think. But I feel like it's like a interesting style combination. I used more hedges to tie everything together, and I then placed some pool loungers and everything, some furniture to decorate so the Sims can actually hang out and use this and have a good time. I also used these plants to decorate a little bit, and I'm going to furnish this build in part 2. So this was part 1 of this build. So you saw how I worked on the exterior, and I hope that you will like check out the interior, the furnishing process as well. And here I'm adding some lamps to like illuminate everything properly, and I feel like lamps not only like make sense, it's like functional this way, but it also adds a lot to a build, like a lot of details. And here I'm adding the glass roof at the top, and it just looks so cute. And yeah, this is it. You can here see some screenshots. Remember to use code EMERALD in the EA app when buying some Sims pack in case you want to support me and my channel. Thank you so much for your support. And yeah, here you can see all the details, all the things I added to this build to like make it look lovely. It's available in the gallery already. My ID is KateEmerald, and this is called Emerald Manor. You can find all the information in the description box as well. And yeah, you can already grab this, but you can still come back for part 2 of this video where I'm furnishing this if you want to check out how I did it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you are doing so well, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.